Hi everybody, I'm Chris Watson and welcome to this edition of the NYSPHSAA Captains Club, brought to you by the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association. Today we're at Clarkson University in Potsdam in Section 10 for their first ever Student Athlete Leadership Kickoff. Main purpose of today's event is to work on communication and leadership for current high school student athletes. Now, it also gives them an opportunity to meet college coaches and talk to student athletes at the next level to prepare them for their future. Now, if leadership and communication were the main points of today's event, they were on display right away.
Because you're going to come here, Izzy's going to come here, and I'm going to go there. We ran into a problem and it didn't work.
Do we have an end? Plastic?
Yeah, I got an end.
Okay, we need the end over here, because this is where further away from the cones. Yeah.
Hold on, if you had the cone, start talking.
Guys, I think that we need to do the biggest people through the easiest square first.
Yeah. Okay, just a little tiny bunny hop over the little cone.
Is it? Okay.
Just a tiny bunny hop.
Can I go?
Yep.
Yep, right there, just like that.
All of the student athletes that took part in the Leadership Kickoff were handpicked by their schools because they were seen as student leaders by their coaches and teachers. So before the event began, we asked a few of them, what do you think is going to happen today?
I'm expecting an eye-opener to see how many people are willing to step up and be a leader and how many people will actually do that.
I figure that it's going to be like you guys are going to teach us how to be better, leaders, leading by example and stuff like that, and how to guide people to, be a positive influence on people.
I think it's going to be a lot of learning, a lot of points proved, and a lot of organizing, and just a lot of learning how to be a leader and things that make you a good leader.
The man who helps run this event is Abram DeMarco, a retired United States Army Lieutenant Colonel, who now runs DeMarco Consulting Group. And his events like this teach the selected groups about leadership and communication skills.
We're trying to help them to understand that their role as student leaders and to help them understand their roles in sportsmanship. And so we need their help. They're the athletes and they're going to be the ones on the field, and so we need them to take a leadership responsibility and help their teams do better.
Some student athletes went into today's event knowing what they wanted to get out of it.
Hopefully I can learn something today that I can bring back to my team actually. It could be really beneficial. Leadership can make or break a team, so it's hopefully I learned something that I can bring back.
I think it would be great if I could find ways to make myself sound better when I am leading. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, like just to make myself sound more understanding and more vocal and all around just a good leader to prove, to cause people to believe in me to be a leader.
As you've already seen, the obstacle course is a key part of today's leadership training. The student athletes were divided into groups, many of them with people they've never met or seen before. But they had to overcome that and work as one unit, as Alex Steele from Huvilton found out.
You might not know everybody's name, but you try to trust them, especially on the obstacle course. If you get stuck with someone you don't really know, you have to trust that they're going to get you over the hurdle. And you have to trust your teammates that they're going to push you to the next level.
We have 4 different events set up, and they all center around teamwork, trust, and communication. None of these things can be done by yourself. They have to do them as groups.
Morena Wood from Gouverneur plays soccer, basketball, and softball. And she knows what kind of leader she is when she steps between the lines.
I'm more of a vocal leader. I dish out criticism a lot, but it's good criticism, and I can take criticism, so our teams just work together so we get what we want done.
Unfortunately, Morena won't be able to lead by example when the kickoff is over.
Last week on Thursday, I broke my femur in our soccer game, and I'm out for 6 weeks.
Despite the injury, she still wanted to be a part of today's event, knowing she made a commitment to be here, and she could learn how to lead her teammates from the sidelines until she is fully healed. Now, another part of the leadership kickoff was meeting current coaches at Clarkson and hearing from NCAA athletes about what athletics and academics are like after high school.
They said there's going to be a lot more studying than what you do see in high school, and your free time is basically you're working out or you're studying, and there is fun and you can work, and they all said that most of them had jobs, so you can manage your time well.
Another thing that stuck with Kathleen Bellinger from St. Lawrence High School was playing the game the right way for a group of people that will become very important to you over the next 4 years.
The sportsmanship, because I think, and communication, because that's what my team needs. We need to communicate, and just team bonding, because there's a lot of team bonding at colleges, because their sports team is like their family, they were saying, so that's what we need to do.
Clarkson University President Anthony Collins spoke to the student athletes and preached the importance of balancing school and sports, something that they see firsthand at his school.
Because it fits right into that niche that Clarkson is terrific at, and that is developing leaders. And we see that the pathway through athletics coupled to academics is absolutely the pathway of success. We see it in our alumni every day.
Now, everybody needs somebody to pick them up when they're down, not just in life, but in athletics as well. And having a person who knows how to do it the right way is key to a team's success.
A lot of other players will only put their faith into a player that is positive. Like, nobody likes a negative teammate on the field, like on and off the field, in practice and everything. It's very important. We need a leader to get us through the season. Like, it helps a lot with positivity, all the skills that we learn here. It'll build the program. I've been working on my positivity. It's been hard because when I make mistakes, I get my head down. But I've been learning to, when you stay positive, everybody's positive. And when you're negative, it just brings your whole team down. And it's helped a lot.
Marissa Hawkins from Madrid Waddington learned during the leadership exercises that the power of a positive attitude can be contagious.
To always talk and be happy even when it's not really the happiest moment. Like, put a smile on your face, and so that way you don't discourage other people.
Anyone who has played team sports knows without a captain steering the ship, you're likely adrift at sea. But when you have a team leader, even just one person guiding the way, you can succeed.
A team without a leader has like no rhythm or no chemistry or no like motivation or anything, and you need that one person to build that up.
That's a huge part of leadership. You have to build that team. Your team has got to trust you. You got to be able to communicate your vision to your team. And not just an athletic team, but school projects, or if you're the student council president, or when you go out and get a job, or whatever you do after high school, all these skills will translate from what we're teaching today all the way through their careers.
Evan Keegan is a 3-sport student athlete at Franklin Academy, all team sports, baseball, hockey, and football. And he knows it can't always be the coaches trying to get a team to its ultimate goal.
Especially in the sports I play, because if people don't lead, then there's nothing to follow. So leadership is definitely one of the most important things, even more so than skill. So it's definitely a thing that you need to have.
Even the followers have to be very competent to be successful. The leader can't do everything by themselves. So as long as the followers know what they're doing as well, everything ends up working out.
Time out! No, really. Time out. Say that
Listen to what other communication is key. Wait, hold on, stop. Scooch over to your left.
Now back to the obstacle courses. It was the most challenging part of the day for some and the most rewarding part of the day for others. It put everyone's leadership skills to the test.
Learn about communication, especially on the first two. You had to help guide your teammates or your partners through the obstacle and not really yell at them. You just kind of have to guide them and have a plan before you start. And that's important when you're a captain. Make sure you have a plan and everybody's on the same page as you.
The main theme for all of these exercises is working together as a team. None of these things you could have done by yourself, and that sort of reflects a real life work experience. Everything is about teamwork in the real world.
Now, trust is built over time, but what if you don't have time to build that trust? You have to believe that the person you're standing next to wants the same results that you do.
It's a little hard, but if you forget about it and you just continue to trust, saying, all right, this person's not going to let me fall, so I won't let them fall, or we can do that.
A lot of problems are pretty complex, and you need a lot of teamwork and coordination to be able to solve those problems. So when you're working on these kind of exercises where everyone is required to have a part, you definitely need the cooperation in order to be solving the problem. It's not all up in your head, and that's really important, I think.
And at the end of every event, we take 5 or 6 minutes to talk about it. What did you learn? Was this event easy or difficult? And if it was difficult, why? What made it hard? If you had to do it over again, what would you do differently? What lessons can you draw from this that you can take back to your school? That's really where all the learning goes. During the event, sometimes they get kind of goofy, and because it's fun. These are fun events. They're meant to be fun.
The ultimate goal of the Student Leadership Kickoff was to improve communication, promote sportsmanship, and make all of these student athletes better leaders. And they say this event did just that.
You have to lead by example, so if I'm trying to guide a teammate, don't really yell at them, you just kind of help push them a little bit. And that's important when you're a captain especially, because they look up to you. And so once you tell them what to do, and then they follow along with you, that's kind of important.
Sometimes it's kind of hard to be a leader sometimes and step out and kind of take control of situations and make that first step to coordinate with people, but I definitely have worked on my ability to do that today.
I think I would bring back just sportsmanship, definitely, and just the whole team coming together for a common goal, whether that goal is to win your section, to win as many games as you can, or just to work together and be an effective unit.
Leadership on 3. 1, 2, 3, leadership!
Now, all of the student athletes that took part in today's event were hand-selected by their schools, and now it's their responsibility to take what they've learned about leadership and communication and pass it along to their teams and their schools and use it going forward. For the Captains Club, presented by the New York State Correctional Officers and Police Benevolent Association, I'm Chris Watson. We'll see you next time.